Hey guys, this is Mr. Perryman here for my English class. This week we're doing a lesson about persuasive writing and all about writing good reasons and examples whenever we're doing our writing. So this year we're going to be doing, as you can see, persuasive writing. So now what I'm in right now, this is the what it's gonna be weird, I know. So this is the very first slide that you'll see on this new form of PowerPoint that I'm giving out. Watch this whole video. In this video, I will discuss the whole PowerPoint. When you're done watching the video, you can go through the PowerPoint, look at it how you want to, and then at the end, there's an activity you need to do. For you to get credit for this week, you have to do the activity. Okay? Do it as best as you can. You're more of what's getting credit for just engaging and trying, as opposed to like how right or wrong you make the answer. Okay? But this is I'm knowing, like, are you even paying attention to what I'm giving you? These activities and these handouts tell me that. Okay? So this is part of a grade, is watching this video, doing the whole PowerPoint, doing the activity at the end. So this will be on the very first slide, is going to be this video. And then after that, you'll see what I'm going to have. But I'm going to go through the PowerPoint with you and show you what we're talking about. So in 8th grade, we do persuasive and argumentative writing. Persuasive writing, what's the point? The point of persuasive writing is that you are trying to convince someone to agree with you, kind of like you're having a debate, or maybe it's to just persuade them.
But this time we need
Sorry.
51 outside. 51 outside. If you write us 50.
Sorry, if there's random gaps or stops in the video, it's because the announcements came on and I decided to pause it. So just keep following. You guys will get it. I'll try to catch it as fast as I can. So persuasive writing is all about, you're trying to persuade someone. You're trying to convince them of something. You're trying to have them agree with you. You're trying to make your point. I love persuasive writing and argumentative writing because you kind of get to say why you believe something and why you think it's right or wrong or true or whatever. And I also like it because this is something that you guys do all the time with your parents, with your friends, with your teachers. If you want to ask me for something, or if you want to say something, I need you to give me a good example of it. I need to give you a good reason. I need you to kind of back up what you're telling me. So this year, what we'll do is we're going to do this thing over here that you can see. It's called ACE, right? This is what we call ACE writing. ACE writing is kind of like CREs from last year in 7th grade if you did those. ACE writing is where it's how we write all of our persuasive stuff. And I'm going to do a whole lesson just on this. But before that, I really wanted to kind of get into what we're going to talk about today, which is what makes a claim really good and what makes reasons and examples really, really effective. But the biggest part of what we're talking about ACE is the C. It says cite your reason, cite your example, or your evidence. If you don't have a good reason or evidence or a good example, your writing, your argument, your persuasive is going to be poor. You're not going to convince me of something if you don't give me a good reason. If you can't give me a good example. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through today and we're going to look at what makes something a good reason. So I need to move this. How can I move this? Hold on. I'm going to pause the video while I figure that out. All right, I figured it out. Sorry. So we're going to remove some of these from here. Hey, look, I got it. So we're going to keep going. Let me erase that. Oops. All right, so think about these words, specific and the word distinct. What exactly do those words mean? Think about it. What do they mean? When would you use them? What's the point? This is a funny meme from Andy Dwyer, if you've seen Parks and Recreation. What is the point? If you're going to give me a good reason or a good example of something, I want it to be specific and distinct. What exactly do these words mean? Think about that for just a second. As you keep going down to the next slide, you're going to get to this. This is what we're talking about, specific and distinct reasons. The whole point of these is that the use of overly general reasons weaken an argument. It's never enough to simply state that the reader should do something or change his or her mind about something because your position is right It's good, it's fun, nice, or cool. You can't tell me you believe something because it's fun. You can't tell me you believe it because it's cool. Why? Because it's right. What does that mean? Those aren't super descriptive words. Remember, we like our writing to be jazzy, as we like to say it here at Kirksey. So I want it to be specific and distinct. These are what your reasons should be. I want your reasons to be specific and distinct. Specific is like saying clear, and distinct is making it different. Make it stand out. I want it to be pretty obvious what you're talking about, but make it different than something else.
61 outside, 61 outside.
Bus. Make it different. Make it stand out, right? Here's an example of some overly weak and good reasons. We're going to look at some good and some bad reasons while we're doing this. So what makes a reason good and what makes a reason bad or poor, right? So if I made this claim here, I love this slide. If I made a claim and I said, should you buy a ferret? That's the question. My claim is, after considering both sides of the issue, it is clear that anyone looking for a great pet should consider a ferret. If you don't know what a ferret is, this is a ferret. It's a rodent type animal. A lot of people have had them before. Some people have never seen them, thinking that they're like really, really, really big hamsters or like a small weasel. They're pretty cool pets, I'm not going to lie. But if you're going to make a claim that says that, yes, you should have a ferret as a pet, you better be able to back that up. Right? So these are some poor examples over here. These are poor reasons. Right? Let's do this. Ferrets are nice. Cool. What does that mean? If you told me that ferrets are nice, that doesn't convince me of anything. It's not even just your opinion. It's just not a very good reason. When you're talking about a good claim or a good reason, a bad reason isn't, do I agree with it? If I agree, I don't have to agree with your reason for it to be, and it's not good. It can be a good reason, and I could also just disagree with you. But if you have a good reason, I'm going to be more likely to listen. Ferrets are nice is not a good reason. Ferrets are fun is the same thing. It's not a good reason. What does fun mean? What does nice mean? I don't know. That's different for everybody, right? Ferrets are nice to have around. There's that word again, nice. What does nice mean? That's not very specific. That doesn't stand out. This one tried a little harder. Ferrets are nice to have around, but I still...
61 outside, 61 outside.
Sorry, guys, the video.
57 outside, 57 outside. If you are the 62 or 77, report to the gym. 62 or 77 to the gym, please.
Those bus riders. Sorry, guys. So ferrets are nice to have around. This is a little bit more distinct. It's different. It's trying to stand out, but it's not specific enough. What does it mean to have around? Do I just let them run around my house? Are you telling me I can just let a ferret run around like, oh, this is nice? No, exactly. But let's look at these reasons over here. Ferrets are inexpensive to buy. This is a good specific reason. It's very clear. Inexpensive. That's a really jazzy way of saying it's cheap. They're not very expensive. I don't know how much they actually cost. I didn't make up this reason. But it's far more specific, at least. I can tell you if it's inexpensive, I at least know it's going to be cheaper, which might convince me to buy a ferret. Ferrets are lively and entertaining. I love this example because look at number 2 over here. Ferrets are fun, not very specific, not very distinct. Ferrets are lively and entertaining. Ooh, lively. It makes me think, oh, they're active, right? They jump around. Entertaining. It's way better it's a more distinct way than saying fun. You're going to be entertained. Fun can be a lot of things. Entertaining is entertaining. It can be whatever it is that's entertaining me. It can be different, but I'm going to be entertained, right? And then ferrets are easy to care for. This is way, way, way more like just specific. They're easy to care for. Good. Like that's way more specific. I know, like, okay, is it a hard pet to take care of? Is it one that I had to put a lot of work into? According to this, no, I don't. That's their reason. They're saying it's not a lot of work. They're easy to care for. The difference, if you're looking at these answers, is really just these have far more detail in them. Your reasons should be detailed, not too detailed, because later you have to explain your reasons. You have to explain your evidence. But good reasons are easy to explain. This is much harder to explain. Fun is harder to explain. Nice is harder to explain. It's pretty easy to explain if something's cheap or not. Show me a price tag, right? So it's pretty simple on that end. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our own little bit. I'm gonna show you how you're gonna do at the end of this PowerPoint, there's an activity. I'm gonna show you how you do it by doing one example with me, and you're gonna do your own. I'm gonna help you out. So we're gonna do this thing called the lottery example. So on this page, you hear, this is our practice. And sorry, I cut off some of the words, my bad. Read each of the main reason sentences. Cross out the sentence that is not specific and distinct. Then, in the box below, replace that weak one.
62 outside. 62 outside.
Sorry. Then, replace the weak general reason with a specific and distinct one. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at an issue, we're going to look at a claim, and then we're going to look at the reasons that somebody gave me. Again, I didn't make this. This is just what we're using, right? And here's the thing. All semester long, I'm going to have you guys write things for me where sometimes you don't get to choose if you agree or disagree with something. I'm going to tell you what you're writing about, because a good writer and a good argument, you can think of reasons for both. I don't have to agree, but I can come up with reasons for both. If I can't do that, then you're not going to have a very good time writing these out. And these can get really fun. These examples aren't great, I know. But later on in the year, heck, even next week probably, I'm going to have some much more fun and engaging examples where you guys can actually write about things you really care about. But we got to figure out how to do it first before we can really start getting into it. So here's the issue. And I'm sorry it got cut off. The issue here is, should people under 18 be allowed to buy a lottery ticket? Now, a lottery ticket is, of course, those things that you can go to the gas station a lot of the times and buy. They're like $5, $10, whatever, and you have a chance to win.
60 and 56 to the gym. 60 and 56 to the gym.
Sorry, I'm so sorry, guys. The announcement should stop soon. Lottery tickets, right? You buy them, you can win a lot of money, millions and millions of dollars, right? Our claim is we're going to say, yes, anybody should have the right to win. I'm not telling you I agree with this. I'm not saying whatever. I'm telling you, though, that this is what we're writing about. We're going to say, yes, anyone should have the right to win a lottery ticket, no matter how old they are. Because right now, kids under 18 can't buy a ticket. Here's the reasons. There's nothing wrong with buying a lottery ticket. If you can afford the cost of a ticket, you should be able to buy a ticket and win the prize. The age of the purchaser does not necessarily make them more responsible with the winnings. Let's look at this like here. Number one, there's nothing wrong with buying a lottery ticket. Is that a good reason? What do we think? What was that? Wow, good job, everybody in the virtual classroom. You're right, this is not a good reason. I'll tell you right now, number one is bad. So what I will do is I'm not gonna cross it out. I'm just gonna underline it. Because if I cross it out, it's gonna make it hard to read. I'm gonna underline it. This is not a good reason. Why? It's not specific. It's not very clear. There's nothing wrong with buying a lottery ticket. What does wrong mean? That's not very specific. That's not very detailed. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. I could guess, but I shouldn't have to guess. Look at number two. If you can afford the cost of a ticket, you should be able to buy it and win the prize. That's very, very clear. It's very specific and it's very detailed. If I can afford to buy the ticket, I should be able to buy it and I should be able to keep the money I win. That's a fair reason. It's a good reason and it's well written. Number three, the age of the purchaser does not necessarily make them more responsible with the winnings. This is essentially saying, just because you're young doesn't mean you're not responsible, which is a fair reason. And it's very specific and distinct. It stands out and it's very different.
Staff, just a quick reminder.
Okay, I think I'm done with announcements. That hopefully worked. The age of the purchaser does not make them more responsible. Some people can be 45 years old and not be very responsible. Some people can be 15 years old and be super responsible. Age doesn't necessarily mean you're a mature person, is what they're saying. That's really distinct. That stands out. This is a really good reason. If one of you guys wrote this as a reason, my mind might explode. This is very good. But all you need to do is just worry about the one that's bad. There's nothing wrong with buying a lottery ticket. It's not clear. It's not good. So let's rewrite it. Let's write a new one. Now, what I would do if I had the ability to is I would go in here and I would write my own reason. I can't do that on this version of the slide because I didn't make this an activity. But what I would do is I would write my own. I wonder. You know what? I'm just going to do a live edit. How does that sound? We're just going to go do a live edit. We're doing it live. That's perfect. Let's see. I'm just going to add a text box here, right? And honestly, I should be able to just do that even in the activity.
77 outside. 77 outside.
Sorry, guys. I lied about that too. Let me go back to the edit. I'm going to edit so you guys can actually see me answer this question. So let's do an edit then. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to rewrite it. So the whole question was, in the box below, replace the weak one with a specific and distinct one. Let's make up a new one. Let's give me something that's good. There's nothing wrong with buying a lottery ticket. I can either change this or I can come up with my own reason why kids should be able to buy. People under 18 should be able to have the right to have their own lottery ticket, right? I'm going to make one like this. I'm going to say, if I would say that kids should be able to buy a lottery ticket because they could help their families with the money they won. I'm not going to say this. I wouldn't say kids should have it so that they could help people. That's not bad. But that's not very specific. It's not a bad reason. It's just not the best reason. So I would say they can help their families with the money they win. And that's it. That's all I have to do. They can help their families with the money they win. I'm being really specific. I'm talking about what they're going to do with it. Helping. I could even go more specific and say they can help pay for bills with the money they win, right? But I'm saying they're going to help their families, not just who, but who are they helping? Their family out. This isn't that difficult of a thing, but sometimes people just don't go into enough detail. So we'll finish editing and we'll go back to the original page. See, now it's in there. They can help their families with the money they win. I took that out. I'm taking that bad boy out of here. I'm saying, nah, get that out. I don't want it. Right? Now, when you go to the next slide, this is what you'll do. This is a handout. It looks very different on mine, but I can at least show you. You'll click on your page. It'll say handout. It'll say start progress. It'll say start. You'll click on the start button. It'll load up. This is my class ID. Again, if you need help getting in, which I guess at this point, if you aren't seeing this and you won't know, but this is what yours will look like. And I've even helped you out again a little bit more here. I want you to do the exact same thing we just did, but I want you to do it. Here's the new issue. The issue is it right to keep an exotic bird as a pet? Exotic bird, think like parrots, parakeets, heck, bald eagles. That's illegal. You can't do that. But exotic birds, right? Our claim is yes. Exotic birds are good pets. We said because exotic birds like parrots enjoy the company of people. These birds are awesome to have. Birds such as parrots and cockatiels enjoy their cozy cages. Number 1 and 3 are good. Why? They're specific. They're talking about parrots. They're giving me an example even. And they're distinct. They enjoy the company of people. I can expand on that and explain, but I know what they're talking about. Especially since I know who they're talking about. Parrots, very specific. Birds such as parrots and cockatiels enjoy their cozy cages. Super specific, super descriptive, very distinctive, stands out. I know exactly what you're talking about. These birds are awesome to have. Stinks. It's not good. It's not specific. There's not a lot of detail here. These birds are awesome to have. What does that mean? So I want you guys on your page, this is what you can do. Your page will look at this. So you go here and hit the A button. That lets you put a text box. Add a text box and write one reason. If you've done this, when you're done in the top right corner, I don't have it on my screen because I'm on my teacher account. There's a button that says done. Hit the done button. because it'll send me a notification that you checked it off. So write a good, detailed, specific reason that birds are good pets. I'll give you a hint. Something that's awesome about birds is that parrots can talk. So maybe you use that in some way. But write one reason down and then hit this return button, okay? And that's all you have to do. That's the video. That's it. That's the lesson for this week, guys. This is really easy. In your daily writing this week, you will have, I want you to give me reasons for a claim that I'm giving you. So this activity is going to help you know how to do that effectively, okay? Good job, guys. I'm going to, it got really dark. Oh, I'm going to go to this screen so it's a little bit brighter. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. Good luck. I will have a meeting on Thursday and hopefully Friday. Maybe not Friday, but probably Friday. If not Friday, I'll have an extra one next week to make up for it. But keep up the good work. Make sure you do all your work and turn in this assignment. If you are having issues, reach out to me. Thanks, guys.